always think, like I'm on my deathbed and I'm looking back on my life. Mate, like, times like this.
This pain's nothing, bro.
You just wish.
Too strong, bro. Come on, you. This is where it matters.
That fucking zone, bro. Zone, the winners win. Let's go, bro.
Come on.
This is the bit where you get better, man. Whatever we're fucking done, there's nothing.
All the way down. All the fucking way.
I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta.
I never took a script.
Yes, people, we're back with another video, and I know what you're thinking. Bloody hell, Kieran. 2 videos in 2 weeks. What is going on? Oh my God. It's a pheasant. There's a pheasant next to me. Oi, pheasant boy. You can't chill there, mate. My answer to that is I'm actually just really loving training and what we're doing right now. The Hyrox, the hybrid work, documenting our journey to our first Hyrox, trying to compete at the highest possible level, seeing where we can push ourselves as an athlete. And also, football is back. I'm excited for this season. We've got a crazy, sick group of lads. Just being around a group is super enjoyable, but also we should probably have real high targets for this season. Overall, we are going to be uploading a lot more. We're going to be documenting everything. Training is getting serious, and this week you're going to see that a lot of really high intense run work, strength sessions, Hyrox sessions, and throughout the week I'm going to be answering questions that I seem to be getting asked a lot around how I'm able to train so much around my football, how I've been able to build up my weekly schedule, improve at things like my running so much, alongside just some real hard graft. And hopefully you lot have been enjoying this and will continue to enjoy these videos as we document that Hyrox journey, sprinkle of footy. I've enjoyed just editing these, man, like copyrighted music. I'm not asked about the videos getting copyrighted anymore. Hard graft, bit of footy, our little adventures in the Hyrox world, which is going to be new to both of us. And I think once the Hyrox season starts and we're actually going to events, it's going to get a little bit more interesting. Right now we're just in the deep, dark caves of training as hard as we can. With that being said, I've definitely waffled on for way too long. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Headbands going on. Look at us, we're a proper athlete. People, warm up done. 2 kilometers with some strides at the end. I had a big day yesterday, you lot saw, but a lot of volume. I feel like I'm feeling it. I don't know what we're gonna do today. I'm thinking like 8 times 1 kilometers at like sub 3:20 pace. Ooh, I don't know, I feel like I fancy some speed today.
I wanna take the shit up once again. I done been drinking, I was just thinking, when we gon' fuck again?
Got 60 seconds left. Boy, that feels quick, man. It's gonna be hard, that is. That was only rep 1. Rep. Felt a bit easier. It's the 1% incline as well, it makes it more realistic, but it kills your legs off, mate. My legs are obviously a bit heavy, holding volume from yesterday. Deepest creep, 2 down, 6 to go. Can't
Breakfast, she got me loving it. Eat on a plate like turkey. Give me that pussy, I'm stuffing it. Put it deep right where your stomach it. Open up, why let me come in it. I just keep ringing, I'ma be ringing your line once again. I done been drinking, I was just thinking, when we gon' fuck again.
Oh, I need to record my last set. Right boys, last rep. 8, 1 kilometer. Calves are feeling it. My heart rate's spiking as well. This is going to be tough, but we're just going to hold on. And back in ran.
Once upon a time, when a fool without you find purpose in his life, alone away. Don't you wanna hide from the truth you decide? Everything that lives on the way. when a fool that he finds.
Boys, we did it, man. Fucking hell. Let me stop the run. 8 times 1 kilometres, 3 minutes 15, 1% incline. The last kilometre we did 1.5 kilometres at 3:10, 1% incline. Calves are feeling that. I think it's because of the incline. Big sesh though. I'm just trying to build that speed endurance for those like faster speeds. Obviously we have a goal of going sub 16 minutes in a 5k. So being able to hold those speeds and in training more volume in the 5k at those speeds. Probably do a little spin on the bike. Oh, my calf right here. So boom, just like that, session completed it. I actually got my run in today a bit later than usual, which is weird for me, just because I wanted to get it done on the treadmill. I had some client filming to do in the morning. So today's a bit of a weird one, but we're still going to be able to get both our sessions in. So I wanted to run on the treadmill, I think I've mentioned it, just because I felt like it would be slightly less impact for my foot. Foot felt completely fine. I did take some ibuprofen. And of course, I feel like when you get into a session, especially an interval one where you're running fast, it's quite easy to forget. So we're going to see how it settles. We will probably get in the ice bath this evening after our second session. Now it's all about refueling. We've got a bit of work to get done on the laptop. Need to edit a few videos for clients. But yeah, real sick session. We're still on the road to getting our sub 16-minute 5k, which I feel like today was a good indication that we're on the right track. Building that speed endurance at the kind of speeds we'll need to be holding to go sub 16 in a 5k. We made it. Fucking hell, man. Let's go. Right, we do now need to get refueled. Especially when you're trying to train multiple times a day, it's important, or I at least will make sure I'm carbing up pre-sesh and then as soon as I can afterwards. I'm gonna make a little protein shake. I actually got this new blender thing. It's pretty sick. These flies are fucking, you can't be shagging on my kitchen side, mate. Look at them. Bro, it's crazy. Even flies love doggy. Especially when I'm training twice and on our hard days, both sessions are high intensity. That run was a big run as well. Yet, final product. I always end up making too much. Probably drink a load now real quick. Yeah, this is good. This is good shit. This is what they call the good stuff.
Yeah, I probably should go to Yeshiva. We went to Ibiza.
Right, people. We're back at the gym. We've had a busy day today, man. We were up early recording. Decided to run on the treadmill to save our foot a little bit, which definitely was the right decision. Real good sesh. Can't lie, my calves are feeling it more than normal post-run. I want to get a couple good strength movements in, and then we're just going to go through like a 40-minute AMRAP. So nothing crazy. The AMRAP will be like quite leg dominant. Wall balls, lunges. We always have a busy end to the week. We have our football matches, we have team training, we have our big Sunday. So I do like to use this Tuesday as like an opportunity to like accept some DOMs and some soreness, and then we can kind of use the Wednesday, maybe a bit of Thursday as like covering from that. And again, going back to like our aerobic stuff. But fuck it. What time is it? It's currently 9 PM. I'm gonna get in that gym and we are gonna lock in. Hopefully my calves are alright. They'll be calm with the heavy lifts. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so boys, we've got some top quarter squats building up to some weighted movements. Right now, my main focus is my aerobic base, building my aerobic ability, running ability. So I don't want to do too much strength and get DOMs in my week. So we'll pick a few strength exercises, 5 times 5 reps, lower reps, heavier weight, and then we'll finish it with like a Hyrox AMRAP circuit. Still progressing each week with the weight, trying to improve that power to weight ratio. But let's get this final 2 sets in. I believe this is 165 or something right now. Felt good. We're not going to go up any more weight. It was heavy enough. We've still got our reverse lunges and then our Hyrox AMRAP to go. This might be dumb, but we're trying 100 kilos reverse lunge. Is that dumb? Got these here. I think they're the right height.
sausage, they just straight cooked the motherfucker.
I feel like that depth was woeful.
I've been thinking to myself lately. Wonder did she mean it when she say she hate me? Or wonder did she mean it when she say she wish she didn't keep the baby? Told Solid to speed it up, you ain't driving Miss Daisy. Rolls Royce truck plus, yeah, you driving little baby. Hit from the back and grab her neck, you be driving her crazy. Ain't worked no job since we met, I'm the reason she lazy. I got some checks and I ain't touched, they for Loyal and Jason. Really wanna have a daughter just so I can spoil her. Maybe look at women different. Father God, forgive me, I'm be sinning for a minute. We bought sticks when it was tension. Fuck that bitch, she want attention. She get famous if I mention. Ain't gon' say her name at all. I was just sitting in prison, damn near living like a dog. I remember that shit vividly. I do this shit for y'all. I'm not looking for no sympathy, won't cry about no loss. I got demons all on my back and arms, I'm trying to shake them off. I can't never fuck with Lil Mill again, he try to take me out. I can't lie, you was my dog, I heard that shit, it broke my heart. Can't no nigga say I did some flaw, been solid from the start. Every situation never happened, baby play this part. I ain't never did shit to brag about it, I do that shit with honors. In my bag, but I been laying back, I'm turning up this summer. Guess you mad cause I been having telling hoes I was a runner. If I was the richest runner in Georgia on my mama. And I ain't never been no worker, had my own number. Ask bro, 7 summers straight, we went crazy, call that good luck. I been keeping
Boys, this is disgusting, I can't lie. I think because of running earlier, the legs. But on our last round now, I've decided last round is double. So that'll take us beyond 40 minutes. But we're just gonna double up everything. So 800 ski row, 40 wall balls, 40 lunges, everything double. That's what we got. Can't lie, to begin with I felt like I was kind of going through the motions, like the paces were good. It was like my heart rate just wasn't rising, and I think that is a sign of like tiredness. We've had a big day, plus the leg movements before, but we got into it, kept the intensity, transitions quick. That last round was quite a good little like addition, to be fair. Like if you do AMRAPs, throw something like that in every now and then, like 40 wall balls after the leg strength, after all the AMRAP to that point, to 40 meter lunges. The assault bike was a killer as well, 20 calories on the assault bike. But yeah, we're now gonna, it's late man, it's like 11 o'clock, but we got today done. That's all that matters. So another day checked off, another hard one. Tomorrow we've got an easier day. Let's keep it moving. So moving into Wednesday, and by the way, I'm going to leave my Strava on the screen just so you can see all the details for those of you interested in what I'm actually doing and the details of every single session. But after what has actually been a hard few days, Sunday we had our long run, Monday we weren't running but we had a lot of volume in our legs with the 60 minutes of erg work at good speed, our 90 minutes bike, and then of course the big Tuesday that you've just seen. Wednesday of course was going to be an easy day. We did a light 8 kilometer run, full upper session, and I'm trying to get these full upper sessions in like twice a week. And then something I've been enjoying recently was getting into some boxing with the brother. I'd say that this is pretty low impact leg wise, and it's not as boring as just sitting on a bike. You burn some calories, you're active, and it's a bit of a learning curve, a new skill, trying to improve and not look as stiff as I do currently. With that being said, we still had a big week to get done. We're about to move into Thursday. We've got a difficult run yet again. We've got match day on Saturday, and Sunday we've got scheduled in a 3 times 5 kilometer long run, all at what hopefully will be at a sub 18-minute 5k pace. So with that being said, let's lock in to our Thursday training. Right, so people, we're back in the whip. It's Thursday, which is team training day, but it is also another day that we get in a hard, faster run, like threshold type run. We've had a big morning work block. We're about to snack on a little bulk salted caramel bar. These things are actually a joke, probably too good. I end up eating too much too soon when I get my monthly order, but really useful just to make sure I'm getting my protein in. I'm gonna talk through the run now, which I've got on my phone here, just because the gym's probably gonna be a bit busier than usual. The last run I did was in the evening, so there was less people. I was talking in the gym, but I'm going to talk through the run we're going to do now. The session is 2 kilometers warm up, standard, 2 times 5 minutes at 3:30 kilometer pace, 1% incline, and then 2 times 10 minutes, 3:30 kilometer pace at 1% incline, 2 kilometer warm down. Our arc with our threshold runs has become pretty crazy. We've got our biggest test yet to come. At the end of the week, we're doing a 3 times 5 kilometer session in our long run, looking to average 3:30 to 3:35 kilometer pace. So basically all 5 kilometers at sub 18. But we're getting a lot comfier at holding these types of threshold paces for longer intervals. We're slowly but surely pushing the time we spend at that threshold zone throughout the week higher and higher. And I said in the intro, I'll talk a little bit about how I've been able to train so much around football, recover quickly, and actually progress running. And I'm going to try not to waffle. If you're not interested, you can skip this part. For me, it's cliche, but it was all about building that aerobic base and building those foundations. A lot of zone 2, slower runs, lower heart rate work on the bike, which is low impact, so you can get more volume without getting injured or getting sore knees. And even though, yes, probably the most cliche association with that is heart rate efficiency, and that is a big part of it. But for me, it's also building that ability to train more often and build volume into your week and get your body in a position where it's not going to be completely written off for days after tough training sessions. When it comes to improving your running, becoming better at 5Ks, 10Ks, Hyrox racing, the sessions that are really going to move the needle the most are the threshold sessions. But you can't just instantly start banging out hard threshold sessions consistently without having that aerobic base, because your body is not going to recover, the quality of your sessions is going to be poor, and it's going to lead to things like injury. But if you do go through that foundation phase, you build that aerobic base, you spend time on the bike, low zone erg work, slower runs, slowly build up your volume. It's crazy where you can get your body to in terms of being able to then recover from harder sessions and just train more. And that's really when you get to that point where you can start dialing in, pushing your threshold sessions, doing more VO2 and faster intervals, and really see crazy progress. But even if I compare to where I'm at now to where I was at last year when I was playing, the day after a game, or even the evening after a game, like my body would be completely written off. Whereas now we actually have our longest run of the week on the Sunday, the day after a game, and my body actually feels good. And that's after a week of training. So for anyone, whether you do play football or you're just trying to build up your weekly schedule, it's boring sometimes and annoying, but do not skip that initial base building phase. Not only is it going to build you as a better athlete in terms of heart rate efficiency and all the other technical terms, but importantly for me, it just builds a robust body. During that time, you can work on movement patterns and bulletproofing things like your hips, hamstrings. Go through that phase, get to the exciting bit where you can now train more often, you recover fast, and you can start pushing paces, and you are going to see very quick progress. And of course, if you want me to set out a complete plan to make sure all of that is done for you, we have a proven 3-phase system through my one-to-one coaching program, Hybrid 365. The system works and it's there for a reason. There's no shortcuts, but it works, and will get you into the best shape, both physically and performance-wise, strong, fit, fast, all of that, just drop me a message on Instagram. With that being said, we've waffled on. We need to get to the gym, get this run done. This run shouldn't be too difficult. The 10-minute intervals are a progression, so they might be a bit tough. That being said, let's get after it. Now we're going to fast forward a couple days leading into our big test of a run on the Sunday, the 3 times 5 kilometers. Friday is always a low aerobic base day just because we have our football games on the Saturday. We did an easy active recovery run in the morning and a 60-minute bike at 210 watts, which is low zone 2 for me. Apart from that, I just spend the time focusing on things like mobility, catching up with work, making sure the body is feeling good for our Saturday football match. But it is now Sunday and it is time for our long run. But specifically today, we have got a big test of a session, which is 3 times 5 kilometers at 3:30 to 3:35 kilometer pace. And this for me was a big test. We've had a big week of training. We upped quite significantly the amount of time we spent at threshold or higher heart rate zones. But this was really going to test if we can lock in that 3:30 to 3:35 kilometer pace for our Hyrox running speed and just really see if we've built that threshold endurance, that speed endurance at faster paces. As an athlete coming from a football background, I've always been fast and a relatively good runner, but over longer distances, that was kind of where I struggled. So a lot of my work building up to this has been about maintaining threshold speeds and higher speeds for longer periods of time. But as you can see on the screen, we smashed the session. Our first 5 kilometer was in 17:55, second in 17:42, and our third in 17 minutes 45. We had 3 to 4 minutes rest in between the sets, and of course we had warm-ups and warm-downs, taking us to a total of 19 kilometers for the run. With that being said, we got a little post-session debrief and ice bath, so we can go into more detail with that now. That is the training week run-wise finish. We finish off with a big 3 times 5 kilometers at sub 18 pace. I'll put the splits on the screen. I've got this idea of what to do a half marathon now, but I want to be able to do it in like 3:35 to 3:40 kilometer pace. Is it possible for me? Like, for those of you that watch the stories and have seen like where my runs are at, like how far away are we from that? I am looking to drop like 4 to 5 kg over the next few months, which I know will help a lot, but we'll see. What's the temp on this? 5 degrees. Jeepers creepers. 5 degrees, you know. Yes, people, little ice bath. Can't lie, we recently got sent this Maya mask. I think I mentioned it in my last vlog, but it has been a bit of a game changer. Mentally as much as like physically. For me, someone that's building up my load of running, it's things like my joints, my ankles, you know, as well as just like the general muscle recovery to be able to train more often. The good thing is, because you can actually just set the temperature, like I keep it relatively low, like right then it was at 5 degrees. I'll jump in there for like 4 to 5 minutes, nothing crazy. I'm not in there crazy. I don't stay in there crazy long. I'll go in there, little double dunker, especially after a big like 20-kilometer run and a big week of running work, it does actually make a mad difference for me personally. I don't know how many of you are like proper serious about your training, and we've all been there where we're buying crazy amount of ice. That is literally the reason why when Maya reached out to me, I was like, yes, I would love an ice bath that actually stays freezing cold, so I don't have to keep buying ice and just putting it in my bath. But there will be a link below for those of you that are interested. Anyway, we're going to refuel. Probably going to do like a nice easy spin at the gym later on. We're going to see how we feel. But that's what I mean, like, after that run, my knees, my ankles and things, running on the road after a tough week, we're feeling it. But already we feel a lot better. We're going to refuel and finish the week strong. Ice bath done. I'm now going to make a shake, get some electrolytes. Cool. Feels so much better though. I've actually should be getting a monthly bulk order arrive today, you know. Shout out to anyone that uses code Higgs. Got Greek yogurt here, but I don't know if it's in date. Smells calm. 6th of August. What month is it? January, February, March, April, May. I think that's out of date, mate. I haven't really done like a post-run debrief. That was a hard run. Like after yesterday's threshold work, treadmill, after the week training, longer intervals, because obviously it's 3 times 5 kilometers. I do kind of have it in my head that I want to do a half marathon. Obviously I want to get a sub 16 5k, but for the Hyrox stuff, if I can then get a respectable half marathon time, where we're averaging like 335 kilometers, 340 kilometers for all 20 or all 21. But like that would put us in a good place running wise for Hyrox. That session we just did, I think is more like a half marathon type session, 3 times 5 kilometers. This new smoothie thing I've got is actually a joke. I always end up making way too much though.